Terraria is a game that can be described very simply.
What's this pressure plate do?
Why did he spawn?
That dart is my 13th fucking reason!
So I decided to make it worse. The Calamity mod is by far Terraria's biggest mod, and with a game and a mod with that much influence, there's bound to be spin-offs. So I decided to download almost every Calamity add-on possible, and then try and beat it. The most significant mods other than the Calamity mod are, of course, the Calamity Infernum mod, the Calamity Overhaul mod, the Calamity Catalyst mod, the Calamity Wrath of the Gods mod, and the Calamity Hunt of the Old God mod, along with other quality of life mods. I set this playthrough up to be the most agonizing experience I've ever had in this game, and the goal at the end is to make me want to rip out every single one of my toenails one by one. This will be the hardest run of Terraria I've ever done, and I just finished Legendary Get Fixed Boy, so this is gonna suck. So this one's gonna be more pain. Now I only have two goals in this playthrough. One, obviously, beat the game, and two, beat every single super boss that this stupid mod has to offer. The reality of my decision to add this many difficulty-changing mods really hits me when I barely do a scratch to a slime, one of the first enemies you fight. Later on, after building a half-put-together house, I encounter a Wolfram mine, which is a sentient mine that does half of my entire health bar in one hit. Unfortunately, this is just a sneak peek into the horrors that I will experience later on in this playthrough. Thankfully, early on, I find an underground cabin basically right next to spawn, clenching my cheeks in happiness and anticipation of what could possibly be inside this amazing chest. After my first of many failures of trying to find anything useful in this horrendous world, I finally found something interesting. A pyramid right next to spawn, too. Against all odds, it actually had something that I can use.
Please be flying carpet. Yes! Oh my god. Yes.
Silly me did not realize that because I found a pyramid, that meant there was a desert right next to spawn. Unfortunately, this means that the butthole wiggling Desert Scourge is right next to where my house is. For anyone that doesn't know, the Desert Scourge is a perfect example of why just a cool music track does not make your boss fight amazing. Although this boss fight is amazing, I just hate it. Looking back, it's kind of sad that this version of me in the past has no idea that every single living creature in this world wants to violate me in every way possible. And it's very, very painful. And don't worry, nobody's getting left out. The birds, the crabs, even the previously mentioned slimes are horrible creatures that will beat you to death with a wooden cane at any given moment. If there's one thing that I learned from playing on this godforsaken world, it's never overestimate the power of your balls, because they will be absolutely obliterated by the first thing you see. Because getting batted around like a badminton birdie is not very effective to the progress of this game, I decided to make a storage room. Little did I know, I actually had a mod installed that makes this completely useless. So I spent about 30 minutes of my time doing absolutely nothing. Moving on to the left side of the world to see if I can find anything remotely useful, I opened up a chest in a cave and found the most useful item in the entire game. The step stool! Now I can jump a few blocks higher. Yay. Moving further, I found yet another home of the butthole-tickling Desert Scourge. I haven't even been playing for an hour at this point, and I already have immense fear of getting my butt tickled. What? I said I was afraid? You must be hearing things. I am a grown-up now, and grown-ups don't fear elongated tumor worms reaching for our rears. Not one bit. In fact, I'm so unafraid that I went down this crazy cave in a living tree to find something that will surely be useful. Never mind. Brushing off the mental anguish from not being able to find anything useful in this world, I managed to find another underground pyramid. This one hidden under the desert to my left instead. I entered the treasure room of the pyramid and finally, after almost an hour of playing, found our first good accessory, the sandstorm in a bottle. Have you ever been forced against your will to fight a giant rotating metal testicle? I have. Quickly recovering from that encounter, I decided to put on my pull-ups and become a big kid now, as I found something incredibly useful, an already built house in the snow biome. Now, I don't know what I expected to be inside the ice chest, but it definitely wasn't what I found. I found a bunch of components for some building equipment. How cool, how interesting. I will not be using any of this. My journey to the left side of the world was stopped when I came across the corruption right as the sun was going down. But not wanting to get hurt or bitten by any of the vile creatures that exist there, I decided to teleport back to the house for the night. Rise and shine, buddy. It's time to build some houses at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yay! After building the future prison cells for my NPCs, I decided to go back into the caves, where quickly I found an underground cabin. Surely this one will actually have something I can use.
Cloud in the bottle, I don't need it. I already got a sandstorm in the bottle.
Yay! I would have liked this back at the beginning of the game when I didn't have the direct upgrade to it. I finally started to see a lick of progress when I found another cabin with some Hermes boots in it.
Oh! Oh! Hermes boots.
This is extremely useful as it lets us outrun the horrible amalgamations that want to use our intestines as dental floss. After finding yet another cloud in a bottle underground, I decided to do the funniest thing imaginable and get deboned by a bone. How does that make sense? I don't know.
I was deboned by bone. Okay.
Lucky for me, though, after I returned from that absolutely amazing expedition, I had enough materials to make a sweet, juicy tungsten pickaxe. This would allow me to mine much faster, which actually helps us for once. Thank you, game, thank you. I finally came to my senses and realized that I could build myself a magic storage, which would be much easier to handle than a bunch of random chests that would definitely get unorganized immediately. Now's about the time in the game where I pop a gravitation potion and go look for the immense balls in the sky. And that's exactly what I did. In the largest ball in the sky, there is a laboratory belonging to Drayden. And this would be the first of many labs that I would have to search for the greatest process in the entire game that definitely didn't make me want to rip out my hair.
The SHPC? This early? What? You gotta be joking.
No, in fact, they were not joking. And I'm pretty sure it does this for every class, where there's a single weapon that is absolutely overpowered and you would usually get at towards the end of the game. But apparently one of these mods makes it so that you get it extremely early, but it upgrades as you progress. Continuing my exploration of the world, I managed to find a living tree sticking out of the ground in the jungle. This usually doesn't happen. In fact, I don't think it has ever happened in normal Terraria, so I was very surprised when I fell down the shaft of the tree into the biggest beehive I have ever seen. I'm not scared though, because I have my pull-ups on, and previously I said that I'm a big kid now, and I have to stick by that word, so I don't look stupid in front of the huzz. After doing my Boy Scout's best to prepare as much as I could, I summoned up the Butthole Bandit, the Desert Scourge, and died immediately.
Huh. So apparently it insta-killed me.
It was at this moment that I realized what I had gotten myself into. What in the world is this damage that I took? How was I going to beat this boss? Now, I'll give you 3 options. You can try and guess what I do. Do I 1, face it like a man and beat it to death? 2, cower in fear and never fight him again? Or 3, invite Moe Man to come help me? Because I'm just not good at the game anymore. If you picked 3, you would be right. But that didn't come to my mind until much, much later. After installing the top-tier new security system that just came out in my house, a goblin army came and decided to violate my privacy by entering my house. How did my NPCs feel about this? Well, here, have them answer it for you.
I don't mind them. It's nice to have some company that isn't a robot around. Can you please let us free now? I really want to see my family.
You see that one over there in the purple robe? I'm gonna go get her number. I'll be right back.
I'm heavily regretting downloading the Friendly NPCs Don't Die mod. Deciding to ignore what happened earlier with the Texas Booty Tickler, I decided that I was finally ready to fight the King Slime. Boy, was I wrong.
Whoa, he's big! What in the world?
It was very apparent that I had reached my first roadblock in this playthrough. This mod pack decided to do a funny little thing called Make the King Slime the size of King Henry VIII, and I was one of the 6 wives that he murdered.
What in the world is this?
Have you ever had the gut feeling that the next 2 months of your life are going to be absolute hell? Well, I have, as soon as I stumbled into one of the very many mini biomes that this mod adds. Entire arenas and areas built without my knowledge. After an agonizing, hornet-filled trip to the jungle, I made my first decent weapon of the playthrough, being the Blade of Grass. This will be useful in the future to make the Knight's Edge, which is an absolute beast. After some research, I decided that I was going to go for the Blade Crest Oath Sword, which is a pre-hard mode sword dropped by demons, and it is absolutely insane. With my new armor and weapons, I was finally ready to take on the King Slime, and I was able to— I am going to swallow a fish hook and pull on the string as hard as I can. Do you suffer from a slime infestation? Have you ever seen a gigantic blue slime that makes you want to beat your wife and kid? May I suggest to you the Luxor's Gift, the perfect tool for eradicating any slime infestation you may have. Side effects may include a 3-hour mining session trying to find it. After receiving a sandy colonoscopy, I went back down to hell where I belong and got myself the Murasama. Usually in Calamity mod, you can't use the Murasama until beating Yaron, but in this mode, you can use it throughout the entire game, but it upgrades over time just like the gun I found earlier. At this point, I've died to the meth blob more times than I'd like to admit, so I decided that I would try out a different boss, that being the Eye of Cthulhu. Surprisingly, the fight did go actually really well. In the end, I did end up beating— I got absolutely pummeled into the ground by this gigantic ocular menace. All hope wasn't lost immediately, as on my second attempt, I had a particularly good run and ended up beating the boss. This would be the first out of many bosses in this run, but this would definitely be the easiest one. Absolutely beautifully dressed with my sexy new Shield of Cthulhu, I built an area to put my boss relics, as I was doing this in Master Mode. Apparently all I needed was a good night's sleep, because the very next day I finally beat the King Slime. Good lord. As previously mentioned, I am an L gamer and not Sigma, so I needed to call for help. Luckily, this call for help was graciously answered by the majestic Moe Man. Now with the help of our comrade Moe Man, we could finally take on the Kansas Gloop Gobbler in the desert. So, Mr. Scourge, why do they call you the Birmingham Butt Burglar?
Get over here and I'll show you.
I'm good, thank you.
Oh my god, that was some big damage. Let's go!
At long last, the Rhode Island Rump Ripper was down and we finally could make ourselves a nice, juicy set of Victide armor. Next on the chopping block was the clump of Phallus Imputicus on my left testicle. Of course, I can only be talking about one boss, Crabulon. Hey, editing POV here. I don't know how I didn't put the pieces together that Phallus Imputicus is a mushroom that looks like the male genitalia.
Give me some of that plankton piss tomorrow.
Male member mushrooms aside, this boss had to go down, and our underground arena was not going to cut it. So we came up with an interesting solution.
Where is he? Oh, he's over here.
That's right. Our solution to this conundrum was to spawn him up on the mushroom biome meatball in the sky, and then take him down to our arena from there. There's absolutely zero possibility that this can work, right?
Being a ranger.
Let's go!
That might be one of the dumbest things I encountered in this playthrough. There is no way that actually worked. After one quick look at the boss log, it was very clear that the next thing we had to take on was the Hive Mind. And it was not going to be an easy challenge, as first we had to find a Hive Mind tumor in the corruption.
Oh my god, I accidentally spawned it in. Oh my god, my Murasama is just too big. My sword is just too big.
Unfortunately for me, I'm a Sigma gamer, and that means my sword is much too big for things to handle. This ended up causing me to have an early encounter with the Hive Mind when I was 100% not prepared. Since I was not ready for the Hive Mind whatsoever, I thought it would be a good idea to fight the Eater of Worlds first. Unfortunately, if you fight it above ground, it becomes enraged and starts spitting all of its bodily fluids all over you. Because both of the corruption bosses were much too difficult for me at my current stage, I decided that I should go and look for some new items to help me out. The item that I had set out to find was the fungal symbiote, which you could find in a shrine in a mushroom biome. Unfortunately, I had chosen a large world when creating this seed, so it was very hard to find. First, though, I managed to find the lab in the Sunken Sea, which is one of the labs that you need to find for the very interesting, very fun, very easy sequence at the end of the game. While I was down in the Sunken Sea, I did run across the giant clam, which I did end up beating on my first try, which is very surprising based off the horrid nature of this world. Now, as we all know so far, this world has been extremely fair, easy, and predictable. So try and take a wild guess at how long it took me to find the fungal symbiote, which is a very good accessory to my knowledge. Is it A, 30 minutes, B, 2 minutes, or C, 3.5 hours? If you picked C, you are very unfortunately correct. Now, like I said, the fungal symbiote is a very useful and very good accessory, at least I thought. So you could probably imagine how I felt when I looked at it and realized that all of its amazing stats had been removed.
Did they nerf fungal symbiote?
It's very funny you should ask that. Yes, of course they did. Why wouldn't they? Now, totally not depressed and devastated that our favorite accessory doesn't do what it's supposed to do anymore, we use this newfound rage to fight the hive mind once more and finally beat it.
Get this hole immediately.
Defeating the massive mutated brain suckler from hell finally gives us the ability to mine aerolite ore up in the Sky Islands, which is amazing. Aerolite ore is used to make so many good accessories, including a pair of wings. This also allowed us to craft the broken biome blade, whose upgrades will be used up until the end of the game. The only thing more detrimental to the human brain, other than Skibbity Toilet, is getting boned by Skeletron. Now, I'm still a big kid now because I have my pull-ups on. Fortunately for me, they only have a few gallons of urine in them so far. After summoning the power of Mr. Piss Air,
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a piss move.
I was finally able to beat Skeletron.
Oh my god, there we go. Skeletron.
I'm what you would call a D1 dungeon hater, so I came down here to get 3 items and 3 items only. A Shadow Key, a Muramasa, and a Cobalt Shield. I was going to make a funny joke about how I couldn't find any of these items, but I actually found them pretty quickly. After crafting up some new weapons, it was time to take on the next threat, the Slime God. My past experiences with the Slime God were not the greatest, so I had no idea what to expect with this mode.
Did the slime god despawn? Are you kidding me?
Now, there is a Gen Alpha term that I will not be mentioning here that perfectly encapsulates what I just experienced. Right as I was about to beat it, the boss despawned. Now, fortunately, that first attempt showed me that this boss wouldn't be so hard and that I could actually beat it on my next slime in my urethra.
Well, that didn't work very well.
That's okay, maybe it was just a bad attempt. I will be pooping slime for the next week. Die. After a few more attempts, I was able to beat the slime god with relatively no struggle. This means that I can move on to the Wall of Flesh, which will let us unlock hard mode.
Oh wait, I beat it? What? I beat it? Pardon me?
Ew, get lost, Molten Armor. New fashion statements say that Statagel armor is in. Now, I don't remember which mod specifically added the double obsidian insta-bridge, but I need whoever made that mod to come over here and kiss me. This mod added a bunch of very helpful items, such as the Instavator, which would immediately dig out a elevator for you, the mini insta-bridge, which would make you a quick and easy arena without having to place every platform individually. Now, these items were very expensive, but 100% worth it. For example, here's an Instavator in action.
Whoa, what in the world? Oh, this is the Plantera Arena.
That it is, and I have extreme PTSD relating to this area. This fight would prove to be the hardest one so far, as I died to this boss more than every other boss combined. Here's just a few. Most of the deaths were to the lasers or the very, very fast demon sides that this thing would burp out. But it turns out the demon sides weren't the only thing that it would burp out, because its eyeballs would pop out of their sockets and follow you very closely until they killed you. My winning attempt against the Wall of Flesh wasn't exactly successful either, as immediately after I beat it, I died.
Come on, he's so low, he's so low, he's so low, he's so low! Yes!
Believe it or not, but in that moment I pooped out my lungs.
Ooh. A star has fallen from the heavens. Whoa. Oh! The astral infection!
Don't think that just because I defeated Satan's butthole tumor that I was in the clear, because hard mode would bring on the hardest challenge yet. I get the same feeling from fighting the Frost Legion as sitting at a restaurant next to a family with a kid on his iPad. It's horrible, and I never want to experience this again. While the Queen Bee was being detained by the police, I climbed up into a tree and dropped an acorn on top of the police cruiser, causing a shootout that will only end in one thing.
Alright, let me read you your rights here, and hey, stop reading.
After mag dumping the Queen Bee, I went down to the underground jungle to gather up some resources, where I ran across a gigantic metal humanoid. Have no clue what this thing wanted from me, but it did drop me some cool stuff, so that's alright. After dealing with the Earth Elemental, I actually managed to get enough life roots to get me to full 400 health. After legitimately 1 hour of farming the giant clam, I finally got one of the weapons I was looking for, which is the Clam Crusher. After a quick and easy fight with the Queen Slime, and a death to 2 of the 3 mechanical bosses, I summoned up Skeletron Prime, expecting it to be a normal fight, but it was anything but normal.
What in the world is this? What in the world? What is What in the world did I just witness?
Because this mod wants to be funny and quirky, it makes me basically 100% of the time fight all 3 of the mechanical bosses if I want any chance of beating them, which has its flaws, but also it is a cool looking fight, so I won't complain. I chose to go the easier route and beat the twins solo first so I could have access to some hallowed armor before fighting whatever the heck I just experienced, and it turned out to work in my favor as I beat the mechanical bosses the next attempt. Now don't believe everything you hear on the internet, because I lied.
I hate my life and I don't want to live.
Now I won't show you all of the details because if I did this video it would be 8 hours long, but it took me around 23 attempts against the mechanical bosses to actually beat them. I came very close multiple times, which was extremely devastating, but in the end I was able to beat them.
Oh, wait, I beat it! Oh! You kidding me?
After not dying to Cryogen a single time, I unlocked this weird looking NPC that sells me some pretty useful items, including a frigid monolith which I use up until the end of the game to make my background look cool.
Got her.
This man is already dead, he just doesn't know it.
What do I do?
That is a very good question. In fact, it's a very good question that I had for 3 days. 3 days it took me to beat this boss. Not only did she have an absolutely stupid amount of health, but she would also enrage randomly throughout the fight. Plus, these spore clouds that you see up here were everywhere, and they would do around 1/4 of my health per hit.
Oh, God, this is annoying. Ooh.
After undergoing a thorny prostate exam and thoroughly educating my therapist about why I don't like flowers, I finally beat Terraria. And I thought that fight was hard, but what this unlocked might be worse. Now that Terraria is dead, I now have to fight Golem in the Jungle Temple, which proves to be very, very annoying. I had to re-record that narration multiple times because I spilled water all over my desk.
The useless flower mama in the jungle turned out not to be so useless as it now unlocks perennial ore. Unlike the tragic events of the last playthrough, the jungle temple wasn't like one of those cave diving videos, and actually had plenty of space to fight Golem. Before that, though, I had an obligation to die to Calamitous.
No!
But as we all know by now, that was just out of pity. After beating Calamitous, I once again had to extend the boss trophy room because it was getting way too short. After having war flashbacks to the honey incident of 2024,
Bro, you see, I'm not.
I got straight to work in building the Golem arena.
Now, dear viewer, have you been struggling with fending off your local rock demon? Do you wish there was a solution that wouldn't end in you wanting to swallow a fish or get a yank on the cord? Then try this. It's a simple 3-step plan that will end in only one thing: your inevitable victory. Step 1.
Die.
Step 2.
Die.
Step 3.
Repeat the process because you're just gonna keep dying. There's no escape from this hell.
The I-beams. I killed him! Yay!
Because I agree with the ban on cruel and unusual punishment, I won't let you sit through all of the attempts against Golem that I took. But now that I've beaten him, I can make much better healing potions to help me through the rest of the game. Unfortunately, this also means I need to get Scoria ore from the Abyss. I hate this game.
Oh wait, this is Molten Pyro Mantle? Okay, that's Scoria. Okay.
Although my loadout guide told me to get it, the Omni Blade kinda sucks. Omni-Man.
Are you sure?
Omni-Man.
I am conquesting it. I am conquesting it. I am conquesting it. You need to goon mark. Goon for build.
After an absolutely devastating 5% fail on the Plaguebringer Goliath, I finally knocked him off the checklist too.
Guys! No, I had him at 1% health. I'm not even joking.
I found more ways to scrape the skin off of my tibia that day than atoms in the observable universe. But you want to know what's better than having that happen once? Having it happen twice! I kicked my shin across a metal board for the last 5 minutes. Now I would get banned off of the platform if I said the things that I wanted to do to this fish, but I finally beat him. In spite of the community of gooners around the Empress of Light, I beat her also, in order to get some of the most powerful items at this stage of the game.
Give me glass cannon. That seems pretty
Let's go! I got Empress.
You won't die for messing with my queen. Just like every other version of Terraria, the Lunatic Cultist was a disgrace to the word difficulty, and I defeated him without any effort. Now, out of instinct, I went straight to taking out the pillars. But there was one thing that was in my way. And it wasn't Astrum Deus. That thing went down easy peasy. I really only beat him because he gives access to Astral Ore. With my newly acquired True Biome Blade, it was time to take on the first super boss of this run, Astra Geldin. Now this boss has 2 phases. The first one being much easier than the second, so I should be able to take this out with
Maybe Drake is on.
Not 10.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Chris.
Astra Geldin's going into final phase.
I need Warwick, bruh. I need Warwick.
No!
I need Warwick.
Dude.
Why is my so depressed?
Oh my god.
When I tell you this boss gave me absolute hell trying to beat, I'm not exaggerating. I spent half of an entire month, that's 2 weeks, trying to beat this boss. Those 2 weeks could have been spent doing anything productive. Instead, it was filled with Astro Geldin digging in me.
And he's digging in me. Yes, he is currently digging in me.
Actually.
Like, what do I do?
For the shot.
I can't put down
It was
the
round to 5 costs.
Like, what do I do?
At this point, it was very clear that I would have to become innovative if I wanted to beat this boss. So I came up with an extremely complex system of wires and heart statues so that no matter where I was in the arena, I would constantly be getting hearts. Combine that with the Ceaseless Hunger Potion, and any time that I would drink one of those potions, every heart in the arena at once would zoom towards me. It was a foolproof plan. This was my last hope, because at this point I had already used tweezers to carefully and meticulously pull each and every eyelash out of my face. Using this machine, I was finally starting to see some hope, as this was working. Anytime I saw the slightest dent in my health bar, I would drink a Ceaseless Hunger Potion and immediately vacuum suck every single heart into my mouth.
Oh shoot, final phase. Oh god. Come on, come on. Oh, my game's lagging so much. Let's go! Yes! Let's go! Oh my god. Finally! Jeez, my game is lagging. What is Treasure Pod? Oh my god.
Finally, I had beaten my first super boss. Little did I know, it would only get worse from here, and the other 3 super bosses that I would have to fight were so much worse. Defeating Astrogeldon unlocked this crazy new ore called Metanova ore. This would be used to craft the intergalactic armor set. The cool thing about mining Metanova ore is that it's shaped like a galaxy. Every single vein will be shaped like that, and it will pull you and other enemies to it. I then went to finish off the rest of the pillars and start fighting the Moon Lord. For anyone that hasn't played Calamity, you might be wondering why I'm only about halfway through this video right now. They're fighting the Moon Lord right now, so why is there more video after this? Well, that's probably a stupid question to most of the people watching, but there is much more after the Moon Lord that I would have to deal with. But the fight went exactly as you'd expect, and I beat it first try. With new weapons, items, and bosses available now that I've beaten the Moon Lord, I crafted up the Ark of the Elements, the second to last upgrade to the Ark of the Cosmos. However, as the credits came to a close, I did not expect for what happened to happen.
Let's go. What the? What in the world? What is this? What is this? Do I go down the stairs or do I go up the stairs? I think I'm supposed to go up the stairs. Yeah, I'm definitely supposed to go up the stairs. What is this? Oh my god, it's a cutscene. Welcome. Okay. Only you behold heaven's splendor enveloping this realm. Your presence here has been ordained that you might fathom your destiny. The Dark One drifts in your domain. It's cute. I am not even gonna try. Once track it, your fate shall interlace with mine once more, and you will be tested. Good luck. Hey, whoever said that needs to fix their ground. What just happened?
Absolutely haunting preview to eldritch horrors that I would encounter later on aside, it was now time for me to fight the Profane Guardians.
Let's go. Profane Guardians. First try, actually. Holy crap.
If there's one thing I learned while playing this game, it's to never let your confidence get the best of you. Because immediately after I beat the Profane Guardians on my first try, Providence peeled my bottom lip all the way down to my belly button. Low-key, hear me out on Providence. In stark contrast, however, I absolutely tore apart the Dragon Folly.
A dark presence approaches? What? I was just trying to get like a solar eclipse to happen or something. But what does a dark presence approaching do? Should I be scared? What in the world is that? What? Is this some Astrogeldon thing? What in the world is this? What is happening? Can I attack? What in the world?
What? Oh, you poor innocent soul. That thing is going to ruin not 1, not 2, but 3 of your days in the future. But it's not his turn yet. First, it's Providence's turn to ruin my day. This is 100 times speed, by the way, and this is only a few short seconds of what I had to endure in one recording session. After going through 3 days of what can only be described as a war crime, I employed the same strategy that I used for Astral Gentlemen and set up my heart statues around their arena. And I finally beat Providence with this.
Providence, come here! Come here! Come here! Yes!
Whoa.
I'm here! Yes! Oh my god!
Crazy by Dab JT. Crazy by Dab JT.
Yes!
Similarly to Perennial Ore, Nulabloom Ore is now available all throughout the jungle for us to mine. Getting wormed. Getting sucked into oblivion. Face tentacles. Man, I just love the Sentinels of the Devourer.
Oh my god, he's gonna do so much damage. He's doing so much damage. Oh, I killed him. Yay. Healing! He's at 1% health. Stop healing! Oh, I beat him.
Why is he healing?
I got a healing potion.
Yeah, let's go! Cygnus!
More like Sigma. Okay. One by one, I took down the Sentinels of the Devourer with a technique I call retaliatory worming, sucking, and tentacling. Wait a sec.
Excuse me, what the actual
The post-Moon Lord bosses haven't really been giving me any trouble other than Providence, because I beat Poltergeist on my first try too. Obviously this would come back to bite me with the later one. After getting shoved in between the thousands of wrinkles of the old Duke, I will never be fighting this boss again. Ah, the Abyss. The only place that allows for your balls and nose to be in the exact same place at the same time. The pressure in this place is so high, you need a whole new set of accessories just to explore it. And imagine how it must be to fight a boss when you don't have your normal accessories. I didn't really think it was possible to get wormed harder than I already have been during this playthrough. But in order to get the Soul Blade, I would have to fight the Eidolon worms in the Abyss.
I got it.
I
got the
just clicked into the orb.
Little did I know, the next upcoming fight would be the worst one yet.
It's back on. Devourer of Gods, like I forgot he one-shots you if you touch his mouth.
Get used to that "you are slain" screen, because I would touch his mouth. Oh, wait a second. No, wait, no.
And I got okay. No. Okay, so
now this is a problem, because I've already used any other strategy that might be helpful in this scenario. At this point, the only thing I could do was just get better at the fight and kind of study each and every movement, which is much harder than it sounds.
Oh, okay, he's going into his portal. He's going into his portal. Where's his portal? Oh, it's right there. Okay, I gotta run.
The first phase of this boss already gave me enough trouble as is. The second phase, however, added a new level of difficulty that was not previously present.
Okay, I'm gonna have to play it safe for a second. Oh, he's doing this attack. Oh, I hate this attack.
But I persevered, and my heart statues and ceaseless hunger potions finally allowed for this.
Oh no, this might be it. Yes! Wait, did I beat it? Oh, his body's disappearing. Well, visual bug, but I think I beat him. Oh my god, finally. The dark sun awaits, the harvest moon glows. What? Oh, yeah, all of those. Shoot. Devourer of Gods, plus it can be shrunken with shimmer.
This victory allowed for new difficulty spikes in the Frost Moon, Pumpkin Moon, and Solar Eclipse, so I did plenty of farming on all of the items dropped by those. Endothermic Energy, Dark Sun Fragments, and Nightmare Fluid were the 3 materials in specific that I was trying to get. After some short preparation, it was time to take on Yaron. It's been a long time since I fought this boss, and I have never beat it solo, so this is a first for me. Okay, so that's fun. What? Okay, let's try this again with the heart statues? Nope. But then I remembered something my papa used to say to me.
Son, just get good.
What?
The enemy ascended beyond your control. Or was that all your intention? They have managed to demolish whatever we made, but you're failing to comprehend. If they can, they will easily put you home.
He's at 1% health. Come on. I got 2 seconds on a healing potion. 1. Come on, let me drink the potion. Let me drink the potion! Thank you. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes! I beat him! Oh my god, I think my game's about to crash. Oh my god, he just dropped a freak ton of chicken nuggets. What in the world? I beat him. I beat him. He dropped 4,922 chicken nuggets. Now that Yaron was down, it was time for the most tedious and long process of the game so far. Building the supercomputer necessary to contact the Exomex. Before I got to that, I had to mine some auric ore in the underground now that that's available. Finally, after a painstaking process that made me want to put razor blades in between my teeth and bite down as hard as I can, I finally made my favorite weapon in the game, the Ark of the Cosmos.
Hi, kitty cat.
It took me a while since I haven't done this in a long time, but I finally figured out how the decryption computer works. You put in one encrypted schematic, and that will decrypt after a few minutes. This will allow you to make the next piece of the computer, and that piece will allow for you to decrypt the next thing, and the process repeats until you finish the computer. It took about 45 minutes for all of the schematics to decrypt and for the computer to be finally completed.
Interesting.
Once the code breaker is fully constructed, a small contact button will appear in the bottom corner. Once you press this, Drayden will appear and you can start the Exomex fight.
Drayden. Hi, buddy. And he will show me your disposition through battle. Now choose. Let's go. Ares. Oh, Lord.
Unsurprisingly, the Exomex gave me more trouble than any other boss in this playthrough. If I had the choice, I would have never fought this boss, but he was kind of mandatory for the playthrough.
He's basically just crazy big Skeletron Prime, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's gonna take a little bit getting used to.
A little bit is a tad bit of an understatement, don't you think? Once again, this is sped up to 100 times speed, and this is only the rest of this specific recording session. It took me so long to beat this boss, I contemplated quitting the playthrough, this close to the end. To put it into perspective, excluding that last recording that I just sped up, it took me an extra 5 hours of recording spread out over multiple days to beat this boss.
Attack him because he's not taking any damage off of his body. Okay, I have to hit his head. This is bogus. Since I killed this guy, oh my god, I'm taking so much damage. No, I died!
Shout out to my boy Chris, he was the only reason I stayed sane during this playthrough. Here's another 100 times speed of just a few hours of some of these recordings. From the beginning of this video, I've stated that I have my pull-ups on because I'm a big kid now. And finally, because of those absolutely just ripped apart, destroyed pull-ups that I still have on, and that I've had on for the past 6 months, I finally pushed through and beat the Exomex after peeling off my entire scalp.
Come on. Yes! An unknown factor, a catalyst, is what you are, nearly as disconnected to this land and its history as I am. Excuse my... Can I kill you? I killed him. Quite unnecessary. You've also spilled blood. I'm assisting that. No matter despite which nothing more to deserve such a conflict, that you have managed more. You will find a way eventually. I must acknowledge your triumph, but I will return now to my machinery. Holy crap! That took absolutely forever.
Now, I thought the Exoblade was post-Supreme Calamitous, but I guess I was wrong. And I'm glad that I was wrong, because this sword carried me to the end of the game.
Finish this place. Mark? Godly. Can I get legendary on this? I'm gonna guess not. Okay. Let's try that again. I have no more energy left to resent him or you. Who's him? It will all be in your hands now. Super. Oh my god. Dude, what? Wait. A mucilaginous curse prevents you from using this item. You now stand at the brink of infinity. The power you have amassed is extraordinary. Valor and deceit, truth and falsehood, loyalty and bravery. You are beyond these notions. You have rent all asunder as they cross your path, and how bends to your will. Okay, I'm not reading all that. Supreme Calamitous has never been a hard fight for me. It's more fun than anything just because of the different attacks that you can dodge. However, just because I've beaten the final boss of Calamity does not mean I'm done. I still have 3 more things to go after, and they are very scary. I start Slimy Barometer. I slip on in the slime, and then just throw this on it. Oh no, it worked. I think it worked. Oh, what is that? What is happening? Should I be scared? There's a ton of slimes flying towards it. Oh, it's speeding up. Oh no. Oh, that's a lot of slime. The slime monsoon has been. What is that? Sludge Flashpoint Guzma. You heard that right. Meet Guzma, the next super boss we're fighting. This thing was very interesting and gave me the craziest bullet hell I have ever seen. Stop it! Stop it! Okay, what? What in the world is that? Okay, that took a while. What is it? Is it freaking exploding? Great. Oh my goodness. What is that? Oh wait, is it a town NPC? Like it is a town slime? Can I talk to him? Oh my god, it's a town slime. Feeling petty. Although Guzma's a super boss, he didn't give me much trouble when trying to beat him. He was actually pretty fun. However, this means that I now have to go on to the next one, which is much, much harder. As instructed by the boss log, I crafted up the Genesis, which is an item very similar to the Terminus, but it does something very different. Godless Spawn Noxus has awoken. What? Oh god, what? Oh, it's that thing! I saw that! What in the world is happening? I'm scared. Oh, he stopped. Oh, he's cracking. What is happening? What? Oh, that's what I saw in the freaking thumbnail thingy. Oh. I'm gonna die. Fortunately, like Astro Geldon, once I respawn him, he will immediately go back into his second phase, instead of having to do the whole thing over again.
0.1. He's dead. Wait. Oh! Wait, did I beat him? What in the world? What is that? What are these hands? Oh my god. Now I kind of feel bad for him. I beat him. What? I beat him. Noxus. That was a real... What? You have done well. Now seek the terminus. Your final test is at hand. Finally, the playthrough that I had been working on for the last 3 months all comes down to this. Okay, what in the world? What was that? So that's an eyeball. Your final test begins. Okie dokie. Alright, so we're in the freaking, what is that? Can I catch it? I cannot catch it with a button. Okay. Freaking, oh, did my game crash? My game better not crash. I don't even know I don't know what that says. It's in some random language that I don't know. Can I get the, strange plants here? No, I can't. They're indestructible. Okay. Apple tree. Is there anything else here? How big is this world? Okay, it's not very big. Okay, there's more water at that construction. Good.
Oh my god, wait. Did I beat it? What? What, huh? Did it break my freaking... Oh, my game froze. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Or is it crashing on purpose? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. No, I did not like that. Now, I don't know what I was expecting for the final fight, but it definitely wasn't literal God. Plus, the fourth wall break with the home screen just ties it all together perfectly, being the most unsettling thing I have ever witnessed. I think this boss was a 10 out of 10 perfect, summary to this mod. This mod was absolutely amazing. Even though it only added a few things, it was great. Anyways, after spawning back in the world, it gave me all of the loot from beating the boss, including a literal black hole. Well, this series has been amazing. Literally one of my favorite series I've ever done. Well, it's not a series. It's going to be one long video. But genuinely one of the most fun mods I've ever played. The Guzma fight, the Aspergelden fight, the Noxus fight, the Nameless Deity fight, all of them were amazing. Genuinely. Well, thank you all for watching this this video. I know it's been really long, but if you actually watched to the end, thank you so much. Genuinely. I'm a small channel, and literally anything helps, so if you made it to the end, genuinely thank you so much. I know I already said that in recording me, but post beating the entire game, editing me, I just want to say thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, because, well, you just watched an hour-long video of me yapping about a video game that I nerd out about. So all of my content is like this, so if you like this, please subscribe. And also, my Instagram will be linked in the description. I post my artwork and other related things that aren't on YouTube. If you did like the video, please consider leaving a like too, because that also helps a lot. I know everybody says that, but it really does. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. There will be more uploads after this, because this has been taking up all my time, editing this long video for the past 3 months. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.